Hello and welcome to episode number 84 of the Daily Sales Message, where each and every single day, for at least the last 84 days in a row now, so close to 100, 84 days in a row now, we've helped you to feel more confident and sell more stuff by providing you with a piece of simple and actionable advice. 84 pieces of advice so far, completely free of charge. And if you haven't listened to previous episodes of the Daily Sales Message, obviously, if you can stand listening to me for that many minutes and hours, by all means, go back into the archives and have a good old listen. I'm biased, but there's some good stuff in there that should really help you, particularly if you're a solopreneur, a consultant, coach, a small business owner. In this episode, number 84, we're talking about something you should do more of, something I definitely needed to do more of and I didn't, and it's talking about your offer. One of the ways I define sales and selling is that there are two components that must be present for you to do a good job of selling. You have to give people the information that they need to make the right decision for themselves to buy from you, the information, but you've also got to give them the opportunity to buy from you. And that's asking for the business. Very few people on a regular basis ask for the business or talk about their offer. So on social media, this is about talking about your offer so people know it actually exists and what it is, what it costs and how it works. But in real life, this is about asking for the business, because if you walk away from a situation where you haven't asked for the business, haven't talked about your offer, then it reflects badly on you for two reasons. People might think either you don't have confidence in what you're doing, that's why you didn't ask, or they might think, sadly, that you're arrogant and you don't even need them, and that's why you didn't talk about it. So think about this yourself now, either from a social media point of view or from a networking or talking to people on the phone, etc. point of view, and you know the answer in your heart of hearts. How often do you talk about your offer? How often? And if you run adverts, this is a bit different, because with advertising, it's all about talking about your offering and it's automated and it allows you to scale. But if you're not doing that now, if you haven't got into advertising just yet, how often are you talking about your offering? Because the less you talk about your offer, the less you will sell. It's as simple as that. It's just logical reasoning, logical causality. The less you talk about your offering, the less you will sell. If I have a 10% closing ratio, 1 in 10 of the people I talk to, I close. Well, if I don't even speak to 10 people, then I'm risking even selling to one person. If I speak to 100 people, then I should be on par to sell to 10 people. It's a numbers game. And I'm sure you've heard that before. It's a numbers game. And this is what we're talking about. Talking about your offer more, making it clear to people what you do, how it works, what you charge, and literally saying to them, how does that sound to you? Would you be interested in that? Are you in the market for something like this? But being a little bit more direct than perhaps you're usually comfortable with. I found in particular on social media, talking about your offer in 1 week a month, a couple of times, either directly in a post itself, in a comment, or, in the actual caption of the post itself, but saying, look, I'm looking for people to join my Selling Confidence program, or we have a book that covers this, or a course that covers that, or whatever. At some point, and Gary Vaynerchuk kind of coined this term, jab, right hook. At some point, you have to talk about your offer. You have to make it people aware that you would like them to give you money and to buy your stuff. And that's not a bad thing. If you're forever giving away free advice and not really talking about your offer, it's very rare that people are going to throw themselves at you and try and buy from you. So the moral of the story today, and think about this genuinely, because you know in your heart of hearts if you're really there, if you're doing this enough or not. For most people, you're not. I can almost guarantee it. It's one of the most common problems that I see is just not talking to enough people. And on top of not talking to enough people, it's just not talking about your offer enough. So from today, think about posting about your offer on social media, or talking about your offer with people, asking for the business, not being afraid to say, look, I'm pretty sure we can help you here. We'd like to welcome you as a client. How does that sound to you? There's lots of different ways that you can bring a conversation to a closing scenario, so you can talk about that and be a bit more direct. It doesn't have to be, so you're probably wondering what we charge. We don't have to be that direct and weird about it. There's some softly things we can do, but it's up to you to do it. And the less offers you make, the less money you will make also. That's it for this episode of the Daily Sales. I almost forgot the name of my podcast in for the Daily Sales Message. Blimey, recorded too many of these. Next up, number 85. There's something else that you're not talking about enough that is costing you opportunity and costing you business, but you have to tune in tomorrow for episode number 85 of the Daily Sales Message to find out more. In the meantime, if you haven't had enough of me already, I have a weekly newsletter where we share even more actionable advice and real-world strategies that will help you to feel more confident and sell more stuff. If you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter, you can head on over to www.theweeklysalesmessage.com www.theweeklysalesmessage.com. And every Wednesday, we'll send you an email with even more actionable advice. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you tomorrow for episode number 85.